Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and I am back with my pass holder pocket page series. This is going to be 2 single page layouts, and they actually don't sit next to each other in the scrapbook. I'll show you guys at the end what I end up doing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down this black paper with the stars all over it. And then I'm going to put the black paper on top of this craft paper with the polka dots. And I'm cutting out a square in the center. I have no idea why I do that. Maybe I'll figure that out in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. And I have it kind of off to the left a little bit. It's not really centered. And I'm going to add other pieces to the paper. And that's why I have that bigger spot on the left-hand side. So I went ahead and cut out this black paper here that has the white lines on it, and then I also have this red paper that has all kinds of like Disney words on it, and then a diagonal stripe, as well as I'm going to cut some banners in the blue stripe and a yellow, and then also like that cream color. But a lot of that gets covered up. Once I get those cut out, I go ahead and adhere everything down. On the far right hand side, I do have this like red paper that has a bunch of like Disney newsprint on it, and I add the diagonal stripe over there as well. And then this is where I'm going to add the banner pieces down. And like I said, most of that gets covered up with the 3 photos that I'm going to add to this layout. So this layout is in my pocket page series, and it is the last 1-page layout to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. And then the back side of it is also another photo from the same night. As we were walking out of the park, there was these illuminations on the ground. One said Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and the other was a ghost with some Mickey ears on. I went ahead and printed both of those at 3x4 and then matted them together on a blue piece of paper and then double matted it on a black piece of paper. I also have this 3x3 photo of the pumpkin wreath that is at Disney as well. And so even those are like nighttime photos and this one is a daytime photo, I thought that they went well together because there's so much darkness in that one photo that the pumpkin photo kind of brings it out. I went ahead and took this chipboard piece that's in a banner and just put some liquid glue on it and added it to the top. And then I have this castle that has the fireworks on it, but I feel like it was getting lost. So I went through my cards and I found this card here that I'm just going to use like the bottom piece of it. So I cut the top off. I just really wanted that kind of yellow to stick out a little bit. And so I tuck it in underneath both of those photos and use my fingernail to measure, since that is such a accurate thing to do. I did ink the edges, add it down, and then add the chipboard piece to it. I did add some fun foam to it because I wanted it to be level with the photos that were there. Then I'm looking through my embellishment books and just trying to find a couple other pieces. I found this Admit One ticket, and I went ahead and added like a little arrow that says Real Magic to it, and then I inked the edges, and then I felt like it needed a little more something, so I found this like blue tag that I'm tucking between the photos and the ticket itself. And then I went ahead and added a black star to the edge there, and that kind of finishes out that cluster. I pulled out a wood veneer star as well as these brads that don't have the holes in them. They're just kind of like sticky brads, and added that to the bottom. And then I pulled out just some of my enamel shapes in black, yellow, and white, and was just adding them around each one of the clusters on the top and bottom of the photos. So after I get all of those down, I do use my acrylic block to kind of hold them in place while the glue dries. And then I'm going to pull out some of my cards scraps and use my star punch to cut out a blue star, as well as like a white kind of wood grain star, and then a black star. And I'm going to add that up to the far right side with the banner piece there. And then this is the other layout. It's going to be on the back of this, and like I said, I'll show you how it lays in my album at the end with the steel shots. I use the white as a base, and then I use this black paper that has like white sketches of just all kinds of Disney stuff. There's a camera and a castle, and it says Main Street and a heart, just some random Disney stuff. And then I also use this yellow zigzag stripe as a big piece on the left-hand side. Then I'm going to put in a kind of piece in the center as well, and I'm going to use the white that I cut out from the back of the layout and mat the paper with all of these like fun Disney words on it that say dream, happy, believe, fun, magic, things like that. So I matted that paper on the white to lay on top of that black paper, because this photo, again, is a photo that's from Mickey's Not So Scary at the very beginning of the park, like even before you kind of go in the park, like after you do your magic band and things like that, but before you get into Main Street, they had this magic shot with the Headless Horseman. And so my friend and I are both kind of just looking like we're scared standing next to this Headless Horseman, which I love. So I went ahead and matted the photo on a black, and I did a real big border. I think it's actually 1/4 of an inch on each side, because I really wanted to make that photo a focal point since it's the only photo on the layout. And then I added some black paper with stars on it and this card that says "What a bunch of characters," because I feel like we're just being silly. Because if you were to look at us as we are taking the photo, like we know that the Headless Horseman is in the magic shot, and so we are acting surprised with it. But if you're just standing there like waiting in line behind us, we look like some crazy people acting scared when there's like nothing there. So then I also found this ticket that says admit one, and I added that to my cluster, and a button that has a Mickey head on it, and then also a brad that says the word magic. And I'm just really kind of filling in all of that space right there. All of my embellishments are going to be on that kind of black paper with the stars. So I feel like there's a tiny little triangle with the magic brad, the admit one ticket, and then the Mickey button. I make a little triangle there, even though it's like nowhere focusing on my photo. All right, guys, I'm doing this on my phone. I'm not even in my scrapbook room. It's a hot mess right now, but I just wanted to showcase like how it lays in my album. So this is the start of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. I think I've showed you guys before how I do my pages. There's one page layouts. There's mainly pocket pages in here. So on the other side of this one is when we went and saw Princess Aurora, got her autograph. So the start of Mickey's Not So Scary, like we're on Main Street and in front of the castle, things like that. This is the one page layout that you just saw. And then when I turn the page, there has to be another one page layout. So there's a lot of planning that goes into this particular album, which is probably why I'm going to change it up, because I like the idea of the pocket pages, but wow, so much planning. So this is the other page that I just showed, and then I haven't even finished it yet, but what I do is I print the photos out and get them ready. So then I just have to kind of fill in the pocket pages. So this is when we saw Captain Jack Sparrow at the Mickey's Not So Scary. I have his autograph here. So really I just have to kind of decorate these two pockets. And then the rest of the Mickey's Not So Scary, where we saw Jack Skellington and Sally. We have the smaller pocket page with his autograph, and my friend Tina, who loves Jack, so we had to get lots of photos with her. And then it just kind of goes on with that. So just kind of showing you how I do the one page layouts in my pocket page series. And then I will probably do another video later on showcasing how I am going to change this up and figure out another way to do it. And then also probably integrating the spreadsheet that I showed in my weekend crop video that I will link below for you guys if you want to check out that spreadsheet, because it is an amazing spreadsheet. Here is my final layouts as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then also below in the comments, let me know if you want to see anything particular about this particular series. Like I kind of have fallen off with the series just because it's so much work and it's just a lot to do. And while I love going to Disney, showcasing Disney and scrapbooking Disney is kind of difficult. So tell me what you guys think below as to how I should kind of change my album up and make it a little more efficient to be able to scrapbook. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.